Hola, ¿cómo estás? Homeland Security right there. It gets weird out here, and I gotta tell this story because it just happened. These 3 tips might have saved my life last night. 7-Eleven last night, stopped in for some tacos down near the border here. Is just a couple of guys and me, real quiet in there, other than the worker. And it was all cool, you know, these guys were cool. They were psyched about my bicycle and stuff, you know, just checking it out. But these cats were like asking lots of questions. And I'm gonna tell you what these guys fucking did. And I hate this spot, by the way. So these guys, excuse my French, I'm hanging out, having my tacos, and they decide to just ask me a bunch of questions. I'm watching for cars here. And I'm like, okay, I'm done eating. I'm going to get the hell out of here. But they just stayed and kept drinking beer, getting more loose, asking me about, I made the mistake of, you know, talking about Colombia, you know. And I was like, oh, shit. So all of a sudden, here I've drawn attention to these guys. And they were really cool at first. So, all right, I take off. I say, hey, man, take it easy. And they say, hey, yeah, you take it easy, too. They were, I don't know. I can't describe it. What I'm talking about here is reading people. Like, my big deal last night, and I think it saved my ass, was I was reading these guys, and they just didn't feel right. I was going off my gut feeling. And usually I can talk to people for hours, never have any issues at all. And these guys didn't feel right. Anyway, I got the hell out of there. Went through some neighborhoods, then got back on the road. And sure enough, here they come. Cruising along, I get off the bike, right? Now, this is my tip. This is really important. I've used this. I've told you guys in other videos about this tip. But man, this one came in handy last night. So I'm always constantly keeping the bicycle in between me. Even if it's a friendly conversation, I have the bike in between me and this person or these people, hopefully. And if it's mega people, more people, I have a wall behind me. Or like you see behind me, there's some couches and old chairs, but just where I can use the bike for protection. Guys came up behind me, pulled over and said, hey, amigo. I said, hey, man, a couple more questions. We just want to get our picture with you. And then I'm like, all right. But I have this right in front of me. They're getting out of the car. And the one guy's like, yeah, amigo, get with him, get your picture. And so what's happening here to me is this guy wants me to stand next to his buddy, maybe even have my arm around his buddy, right? So he's getting close to me and keeping my eye out. Biggest tips, always moving my head, my eyes, not being paranoid. I've got personal protection on me all the time. And if you're coming up to say, hey, Darren, can we get our picture taken with you? You say, well, and you look at the person and you feel it out. You can do it if you feel good about it. Always have the bike in between you and that person. You can put your hand on the person's shoulder, hey, buddy, or hey, all right, ma'am, thank you. But do not get close to somebody. They could grab you, take your stuff, you know. Anyway, let's not go there. Keep the bike in between you and anyone else. Also, the 30-foot rule, if you're on the highway and somebody's approaching you and they're getting out of their car to come to you, say, stop, please stop, in a friendly way. If they get any closer than 30 feet, say, stop now. And if they get real close to you, say, I have my protection on me, you know, warn them. So that's my biggest tips out here, man. It's pretty ugly at times, but, you know, I'm a positive guy. I'm out here carrying a good vibration. So usually things go just fine. And he keeps trying to kind of get behind me, right? And at this point, I'm like this, and I keep doing this. I'm like, yeah. I go, well, you guys want, now hold on here. Here it is. I got my phone, everything mounted here like I do right now, and, you know, everything here. And I said, hey, we're live right now. Let's do it live, too, with me, because my buddies are watching live. Let's do it. And I pulled my phone out, and those guys said, no, amigo, it's cool. And they took off. They didn't even want the picture taken. You know, my man purse, you always see it with my personal protection. And in the videos, I'm always looking, right, especially in these kind of areas. I'm not just lost in video land. But this man purse has my protection, and this right here is really key to that, especially riding. But when I bend over to pick something up, it's not falling in front of me and getting in my way. It's actually just, it's out of my way, but when I need it, it's right there. When I'm cruising and I feel uncomfortable, I can kind of just shimmy it over and unzip it. and in there is my life-saving stuff. Anyway, this little belt, don't just use this, it'll just get in way. And if you're struggling with someone or something, this is the best way to go. There's better ones you can't cut. This belt's supposed to be cut proof, but I guarantee you can cut it. So then I'm using the other really important tip at this point, right? I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, really. There's some houses around with people that wouldn't help me. I know that, and most likely. And so you can kind of see where I'm at. So what I did was I headed down the road. Actually, it's just like this with less trash. And I got off later down the road where I could find a spot and hide out for a few hours. I lay there till dark, and then I moved without my light on, around for a little bit to find a spot, and I slept there, bivvied, no tent, nothing. I just covered up me and the bike. And the other thing is I have a black tarp and a green tarp, real small. I got it on Amazon. I covered up the bike with the black tarp. As you can see, almost all my stuff is black with stealthiness. Anyway, so at this point, I wake up and the guys are gone, and I kind of like have a little coffee, and I got everything. I'm laying low in these bushes here, you see. Now I feel a little more relaxed, you know. I still wouldn't take a nap here though.